Thank you. You don't get it? Are you there?
Yes, I was thinking we are going to introduce Mr. Wisdom.
No, you do that.
Mimi, how are you?
Okay, so our first speaker, we're gonna be having like some speakers with us come talk to us about what we should be expecting and how we can excel in the cohort. So our first speaker for today is Wisdom Wokocha. Wisdom Wokocha is the programs manager at HerTechTrail, and he's a senior technical writer with a background in mobile development. So Wisdom Wokocha, please come to the stage right now. The stage is yours.
Yeah, hello everyone. Hello, can you hear me? Just drop your message in the chat.
Hello, yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you. Remember, do not unmute your mics, please. Do not unmute your mics. Thank you.
All right, yeah, good evening, ladies. And I wanted to say ladies and gentlemen. So I say good evening, ladies. I'm so much happy to be here. I have to be honest with you all. And I'm so much happy for so many of you because HerTechTrail has helped a lot of ladies. I know some that joined and they probably don't have anything. They don't know much skills about probably why they joined. They just heard somebody talk about HerTechTrail and they want to join and they joined and later they came out wonderful. They come out with flying colors. Most are having jobs. So congrats, ladies. So once again, I'm Mokocha Madabuchi. I'm a senior technical writer. I work with a company called Accumulate, and it's a blockchain company based in the US. So today, I'll be talking with you, probably be discussing with you on the topic starts to finish learning tech. So it will be mainly focused on your cohort. Probably I will tell you things that you need to know to succeed, and also things that probably would help you after the cohort. So let me share my screen. I don't have access to share my screen.
I'm gonna give you the access right now. Just
all right.
1 minute.
Okay, so while I'm waiting for the access to share my screen, I probably just want to say, let me just say a short story about myself. Okay, so I have access right now. Okay, let me share my screen. All right. So, Gloria, can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can. Go ahead. Not
okay,
yet. Okay, yeah, it's up now. It's up now.
All right. So before I continue, let me just say a short story. Now, when I started tech, it was very difficult for me to learn because then we had the resources, but the resources were not close to us, and it was difficult to probably have access to the resources. The resources, I mean, probably things that will help you learn, and also the people being the mentors that will probably help you, grow and also learn. So, and it was very rough for me to probably have a very good start. So I learned. How am I going to be like? I learned. I'll probably say anyhow. Or let's say I want to learn development, and I'm supposed to start from introduction. Let's say you have like 1 to 3 to 5 topics to learn in web development. I'll probably start from the topic 3, jump to topic 1, and come back to topic 2. So I never had a constructive learning environment that probably helped me learn and free. And as I said, I had laptop issue and I didn't even have access. My journey was very rough. So I'm so glad that I stayed from the very beginning that I'm very much happy for so many ladies there, because at the end, you probably have opportunity to get a laptop free of charge. you have opportunities to have free internet access. And the most important is you're learning from awesome experts, which me, I didn't have. I didn't even start with that. So congrats once again. So today we are going to start. Let's start with this learning tech. So, sorry. Now, let's start with what is learning. Because in this program, you will learn. So according to Oxford Dictionary, learning is the acquisition of knowledge or skills through study, experience, or being taught. Now, this is a program that spans for a few months. And during that few months, you'll be learning, you'll be acquiring knowledge from your experts, learning, say, your mentors or your tutors, and they'll be teaching you everything you need to know about the particular tech skill you're here to learn. And that's the learning process. You learn that for a few months. And not just that, you'll be handed like a challenge. They'll probably help you in everything, give you assignments. If you have issues, you go back to them, and you're home, you're cool. So in such an environment like this, learning is very easy. So now the next point that is very important for us is, you have to make studies your priority, like make it your top priority. You're here to learn, and you know why you're here. So probably don't take other things that are not in that scale to probably have it over what you're doing. If I'm here to learn web, make it a top priority that I will probably learn this thing very well. I'll probably scale and become something in future with this. So our next point is being punctual. Back then in secondary school, they punish people that don't come early. And those that come early, probably they praise them and probably give them some rewards. So it's everywhere. Now, you might not get punished like, hey, don't come study, no. But coming punctual will help you to succeed. When you're supposed to have a class by 4, be there by 4, or even be there 10 minutes, 5 minutes before. Now, that gives your coach, or gives your mentor, or gives your tutor the feeling that you really want to learn. And he or she will be very much happy to follow up everything with you. So it's always very, very good to be punctual. And when you come early, you won't miss the class. And you also have the time to learn everything and probably ask your questions because you're there at the very beginning. You probably know what happened and at the end also. So it's very, very important for you to be punctual, not just in your learning and the classes, also in meetings. If you have meetings, if it's okay, we're having a meeting for assignment, you're having a Twitter space, always be punctual in everything you do. Not just in this cohort, even in your everyday life, make sure you're punctual. Now, we have what we call the stay focus. You're here to learn, and you shouldn't have anything distract you. Just like our lady is at home. I don't want to call any ladies here for now because we're here to learn. Now, when you turn on your TV and you're watching your Z Word, you notice that some ladies or some girls, they don't want distraction. Like when they are watching that Z Word, they don't want anything that would, hey, come and watch this plate. Mommy, I'm coming. Let me just finish this thing. Now that is focus. Like they don't want anything to distract them. But watch plate. Okay, mommy, don't worry. I'll watch the whole plate later. And at the end, you're the one probably that would enjoy everything. Your coaches, they have already learned it. They're just passing the knowledge to you because it won't sink in. So try to keep focused. Now, work on making incremental progress. You're having step 1, step 2, step 3. Don't try to rush it. That's why in the program, they didn't just say, okay, you take 1 week to learn everything. They broke it down into months. Every week, every day, you have something to learn till the last day. So have that incremental progress. Watch yourself and ask yourself some questions. Okay, we are now in week 2, in week 3. Do I think have actually learned all these things they've taught us? Can I implement it on my own without having anybody around me? Have that at the back of your mind and work it, do it little by little. What our advice is, probably have a note. That, okay, I've taught 5 this week, ask question. Now, don't feel that I'm too big to ask my teammates question, no. Or I'm too big to ask my colleagues, no. Nobody is too big, nobody is too small. Everybody is equal here. We treat everybody equally. We're not doing it scale of preference, and this person is better or no. Everybody will be treated equally. So when you know that I don't understand this thing very well, you ask your coach, they are free, they will answer. And you also have your teammates, you also have your colleagues, or let me just call it your teammates. You also ask questions. To be fair, don't just take it that, okay, I think I don't understand this thing, I don't even know how. No, ask the question anyhow. Your coach will probably help you fix it very well and teach you a lot. Now, when you ask questions, you get to understand more. I don't understand how to plug this wire to this place. And you don't want to ask questions, you won't understand it. But when you, okay, hi teacher, sorry, can you teach me how to plug this? And the teacher gives you time, shows you how to do it, and you do it, and you continuously doing it. You've learned because you asked questions. So it's very, very important. Always ask questions. Now, participate. When they say do this, always make sure whatever you're being told to do, you're doing it. You're being involved in everything in this cohort. Because everything you're learning here, that is what you take when you work in a company. Now, let me give you a short story. In my company, my current company, when I joined early, my teammates, being one of the project manager that manages our project, and he was very, very busy, and he has a lot on his plate. So he said that, okay, probably because he was supposed to give me, write some tasks for me, with user stories and a lot. Now, because I know that he's very busy, that he couldn't do that. And we need that because we need to monitor the progress of everybody in the company. So I told him, okay, no problem. I will probably help you do this. I tried to help him put myself in his shoe that I'm not even supposed to be, but just to do that to help my teammate. Now, everything I'm being told to do, I try to do it, and I do it to the very best. Like I make sure I do it to the way that everybody will like, wow, what you did is very cool. Now, how did I learn or probably know how to do that? Because during my learning journey, I learned to participate in everything I do. When they tell me this is what I'm supposed to do, I will do it. Okay, join these people to learn how to do this thing, I will join them and I will learn that. It's very important. When you work with people, you will learn a lot more than when you work alone. And in reality, when you work in a company, you work with people. Nobody's an ally in a company. So you all learn that from here before you get there. So don't compare yourself to anyone else. Don't do it for any reason. Everybody is here and everybody's trying to learn, everybody's trying to scale. We all have our goals while we join this cohort. Some persons I want to probably move from one career path to the other. The others, this is my first time coming out. They want to. This is my first time even learning about tech. The others have learned and heard, but have not had a structural learning. Now, everybody has why they joined. And at the end, some persons were like, okay, at the end, I just want to learn this. I just want to use this skill for fun. I just want to learn this to get a job and get paid in dollars, get paid in euros, in naira, I'll probably have a very fat salary. So don't compare yourself to anyone. Make sure you know your goal, you know your path, you know why you're here. Just be on that path and achieve your goal. Don't look at what somebody is doing like, hey, this person is doing better than I am, and you probably want to know. Just look at yourself alone and make sure you achieve and not achieve somebody else's goal, your own goal while you're in this cohort. It's very, very important. Now, document your journey. It's very, very important. It will help you because I know in some other cohorts, we have people that are still in the cohort and they got a job. And how did that happen? Because nobody would know that you're learning something without dropping it online. So let's say in your first week, you learned what is web development, what is digital marketing. You just draft a post and put it on LinkedIn and put it on Twitter. This week, this is what I learned. And by tagging HerTechTrail, and also HerTechTrail, we have our official hashtag for the learning process. So you put the hashtag, you put HerTechTrail. In my first week of HerTechTrail cohort program, now this is what I learned. You put it down with a long post explaining that. Now, social media is people are watching. If you want to know more about social media, it's not more about the like, it's not more about the retweet or the reactions you see. When you check the analytics there, you would see there are posts you drop, you probably see over 305 persons, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 persons viewed this post, but there was no reaction. Now you don't know who put your post. You don't know if it's a Google recruiter or if it's an Amazon recruiter or a recruiter from any new startup that is looking for a junior web developer or looking for a senior web developer. And they always check your post, your journey, when you're posting everything with screenshots and everything. You might be in the program and they will reach out to you on LinkedIn or reach out to you on Twitter. Hey, we like what you're doing, what you're posting. Would you like to work with us? It's fine. You reach out to your coach and your coach will give you advice if you think it's okay for you to join, get a job, or merge it, or probably focus fully and let them know that you need to focus and complete. Now, that would be something that will probably give you joy, that you're learning and you're attracting recruiters to yourself and they are seeing you as somebody that's very good. That can only happen when you put out what you're learning. So document your journey. Each week I learn this, put it on social media, tag HerTechTrail, put the official hashtag, and watch how your brand, personal self will grow, your profile will grow on any of the social media you're working with. And also people will be watching you for sure. And definitely when you put out, okay, I'm open for a job, you'll be surprised. You'll have like 5 recruiters waiting for you. You'll be shocked. So always document your journey. It's very, very important. Now learn to collaborate. In my team, I have 4 teammates. I did not say I work alone. I have 4 teammates. We work together. We help each other to achieve our goal. So you start that collaboration from here. You have an assignment, they'll probably put you guys together to achieve that. Like I said, the participation. Make sure when they put you together, don't just, hey, I don't like working with people, I want to be alone. Participate, collaborate, learn to work together. Like I said, whatever you're doing in this cohort, whatever you're learning here, that is the experience you will take when you work for any company, be it small, be it medium, be it big. Whatever experience you're gathering here is what you will take there. So if you decide to jump or probably don't want to participate in any collaboration, assignment, or probably they put you together to do something or put you in a group to study something, you just don't like working with people, it is not a good practice. So learn to collaborate, learn to work with each other, learn to help each other. When somebody is down, oh, I'm ill today, I'm not feeling fine. Don't just get angry like, hey, you're not feeling fine and you do have an assignment. Learn to cover up for one another. Is that? So we have who is that? Can you mute your mic? All right, thank you. So learn to value relationships. It is very, very important. You're here. Most of you don't know yourself. Some probably know themselves. But when you work with people, learn to value relationship, learn to maintain relationship, and know the importance of relationship. Now I will give you a story. Of I'll use Gloria. Now I've known Gloria for a very long time, and it's been over 6 years. And ever since then, we've been helping each other to grow. She has something, she based on these are interested in this, and that is 5 years, 6 years plus, and still counting. Whenever something pops up, she probably wants to make sure that, hey, if it's something I can do, she will make sure it gets to me. I'm not there, I wasn't even in the picture, but when the thing gets to her, yeah, I know somebody that can do this, wisdom, yeah, he's very good, yeah, I know him, like, always want to praise me and make me like, make me look too bigger than myself. That is friendship. That is relationship. Maintain it. You know the value. It's very important. I have another friend of mine called Gino. Any job, then when I was looking for a job, like he would probably be recommending me. I would just get a mail like, hey, you're recommended by. I was like, wow, that's cool. So it's important. Whatever relationship, friendship you have here, maintain it, value it, because you don't know if the next person probably you just fell out with will be the person that will probably fall out with, will be the person that would help you get the job you're looking for. Or probably the person that will give you probably what you're looking for. Might not be job, might be something else. So it's very, very important. Don't just think you're coming together in this cohort. It's not a mistake. I wouldn't say it's a coincidence. Like there is a very good reason why everybody in this cohort join this cohort. So whatever friendship you make here, don't just spoil it. Don't just push people away. Learn to bring people to yourself. Learn to value the relationships, and it will help you. It will help you grow. So imagine you have somebody that is somebody that always wants to learn, and you have that person as your very close friend in this cohort. That person will be an inspiration to you. So learn to value relationship in this cohort and after this cohort. It's very, very important. All right. So that's all from my side. Thank you, guys. So you can reach out to me, follow me up on any of my social media accounts. I use basically LinkedIn and Twitter, so you can follow me to probably let me know. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Mr. Wisdom. If you enjoyed his session, you can tell him thank you in the chat box. I'm going to be dropping his social media handles after I'm done here. I'm going to be dropping his LinkedIn and social media handles. Thank you so much, Mr. Wisdom. We talked about collaboration. He talked about goals. Know why you're here. Know why you joined this cohort. About goals, can someone in the chat box tell us why they joined this cohort in just one sentence? Tell us why you joined this cohort. What are your expectations? What do you hope to achieve by being here? Do not unmute your mic. Use the chat box to explain yourself. To upskill, to learn, to add value to myself, to make an impact in the health industry, to gain experience. Awesome, 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 awesome. Your dreams are valid, and I know that you are going to achieve them if you put in all the effort and hard work and consistency. So moving forward, I'm going to be inviting our next speaker, Mr. Alex. Mr. Alex is the head of design at HerTechTrail. So he's going to be talking to us right now. Mr. Alex.
Okay, just to confirm everyone can hear me, I'll be speaking from I'm speaking from two accounts because if I should turn on the audio on the other laptop, it's going to be echoing. So just to confirm that the audio is not echoing on your end, can I get a no in the chat? If it's okay, if the audio is echoing, just let me know with a yes, but if it's not, you can say no on the chat. It looks like there's a delay with my own feed because I'm getting a different response on the chat. Just to confirm everyone can hear me. Maybe you don't get it, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Some of them are replying to my former question at the moment, but
okay, all right, no worries. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pull up my screen. Just give me 1 second. Let's see. Okay, so I believe my screen should be up at any time. Okay, so my name is Alex. My first name is Chiboini, but I prefer to be called Alex because it's really simple for anyone to call than my first name. All right, so I'll be sharing a little bit about my story and also just to motivate us. Actually, Wisdom actually gave us like good content to how we can participate in this cohort and also like get the most out of it. Okay, so without further ado, I'll just go to the next slide. Okay, so one thing that made me transition into tech. So my story is quite different. I actually did my internship in the bank and So my career like was just centered around like a bank worker. Like I should have been a bank worker, working in a bank and all of that. But one thing that actually made me have to pivot from like the banking industry to going into like full time into tech is one is curiosity. So I was really curious about like how how design work, like using the Facebook application then, and also using WhatsApp, like how was this thing actually built, and just that curiosity made me started exploring, and then I saw someone's post on Twitter, and that was Cohort, one of my favorite designer. And also, one thing actually that made me have to pivot is Bezos regret minimization framework. So the question about or how you apply this Bezos regret minimization framework is trying to see yourself in like 5 years. Like, what will I be still be doing like this stuff in the next 5 years? In the next 5 years, how will my life look like? Like those kind of questions. Those are the questions I actually like asking myself about like 4 years ago, if I'm correct, 4 years ago, and I had to make the decision to pivot. So this was one thing I saw Dan Petty challenge, and the person actually that won this challenge was a Nigerian, and his name is Joa Cord. His design was really like phenomenal, like the best of the best. He won this challenge, and I was like, whoa, if this guy could actually like win this challenge, this is something I can actually like do, right? And I got curious to start researching about designs, and this was my first design. Like when I started out, I tried to like design a drink store like Pepsi and Coke and Nike, like stuff like that. I actually did this with not with a like design tool, bit for like UI UX. Then there was no Adobe Exit. Then they had to like use CorelDRAW to do this. Like it was really weird, but this was like my first design. I actually like did this around 2018, thereabouts, and I did not stop there. So I actually got a message from a friend that someone was actually looking for a UI UX designer, knowing that I was already into like designing, for example, like designing UIs. And I actually saw that post on Facebook, and then he shared with me and said, hey, this company is actually looking for a UI UX designer. Do you think you can apply? And then I applied, I went for the interview, and I got the job. So this was 2019. I started out like learning UI UX design in 2018, and then in 2019, just to confirm that this is echoing, like someone says the echo, I just to confirm that my audio is not echoing on your end. Don't guess it is my audio echoing. Okay, because I saw on the chat that it's echoing. All right, thanks. So this was 2019. So I just in the space of 1 year, I got a job, and then why at that job, I saw that place as some kind of training ground, right? It was more of a training ground, and I know my designs are somehow like scattered right now. I saw that as a training ground, and I just had to just like kept designing, kept going, and learning in the process. Like I wasn't exposed to that kind of boot camp, like signing up for a boot camp, like you all will be joining very soon. And then I had a lot of like, when I say hiccups in my design journey, like it was just scattered learning, right? I had to like broken pieces of learning. I had to like merge them together. It was again. Let me see if I can mute this person. Okay, please, if you're not talking, please just mute your audio. Okay. All right. So my learning journey was more of a scattered learning, and I was able to get through that because of like my curiosity. Like I just want to learn stuff, and you all will not be having that same experience speaking to designers here on the call, and also like across other track like data analytics, because we have amazing coaches we have like a tailored curriculum for everyone to follow through in the learning process. And one thing that actually motivated me into designing was dual cohort. I mentioned that, and just to give us a little tip about motivation, and just to also motivate us, and not just for hey, I'm actually joining the cohort and I'm going to learn, but you having that staying power to the end of the cohort, because that's like the best part of it. If you can stay to the very end of the cohort, you're able to get like the source of the training, right? So motivation describes the words or the needs that direct behavior towards a goal. So what are your needs? What are the words? If you joining this cohort, right? So it's actually going to inform your behavior towards how you participate in this cohort. So one quote from Mel Robbins is, "No one's coming to push you. No one's coming to turn on the TV or to turn off the TV. No one's coming to tell you to get out of the door and exercise. The bottom line is no one is coming." So if you're looking for someone who will always push you around, hey, come for classes, or maybe submit your assignments, or join in the challenge, like maybe not, you might not have that person who motivates you, but you need to rely on yourself to be able to motivate your own self to say, hey, I actually sign up for this, I must get to the very end of this cohort. Self-motivation. So it is the force that keeps pushing us to go on. It is an internal drive to achieve, produce, develop, and keep on moving. Like, you need to be really self-motivated because it takes a whole lot of self-motivation for you to like strive in the tech industry. Like, I can tell you from experience, like that's one of the key things, self-motivation. If you're not self-motivated, at some point you have to like drop off and say, maybe this stuff is not for me. But it's at that point you get to know I need to put in like just a little more energy, or just a little more showing up, and maybe engaging in activities in the class or in the cohort, and you see yourself moving past that roadblock. Okay, so this was one first design I did and I shared. So when I started my design journey, I actually did this in the agency where I was working at that time. The very simple design. I shared this was me redesigning Google. At the time, that's Google search engine, having the dark mode and the light mode. At the time when I shared this design, there was no dark mode for Google search engine. It's just light mode. And I shared this on Twitter. I tagged Google, and I didn't get any response. So there's some point where you actually do crazy designs, like, and then you share it on your network, LinkedIn, Twitter, and you won't get the accolades, like basically just the expectation. Like, say, oh, people are going to interact with this, people are going to give me, I'm going to get this stuff will be trending, and no one is going to give it a thumbs up, or maybe just 2 or 3%. But I didn't stop there. So this was one design I did, the first that I published on my Twitter account, and I did one more. So this was the second one I did, the second prototype I did with the same application, that is Adobe XD, when it came out, and I tagged Adobe XD. The first one actually tagged Adobe XD, but there was no response. But the second one I did this animation, very simple. This is not like a UI or something, just a loading animation. But I got recognized by Adobe XD, and they actually posted my work. This was 2019. They actually took the work and they posted it, and they gave me credit for using or designing that feature. So you can imagine that most times you have this kind of expectation of certain things you're going to do, and then you want people to give you the accolades and recognize your work. There are chances that you might not get it the first time, but you don't have to stop there. You have to like give it another try. Maybe the third time, the second time, or the fourth time, the fifth time, and then you definitely get the result that you're looking for. So this was Adobe XD actually featuring my work on their Twitter account, and they tagged me. I got a lot of retweets, a lot of likes, and a lot of people actually asking me, how did you do it, Alex? And so on and so forth. So after that, I actually started sharing some of my design, up to the point that Howard Pinsky, that is the Adobe senior evangelist, actually reached out to me and said, hey, Alex, I want you to send the design file. One design that I did, he wanted me to send the XD file to him for him to look at how I came up with interaction. So most times, just throwing this out there across like design, development, data analytics, product managers, digital marketers on the call, there's a point where you get to and then you feel like quitting. But you shouldn't throw in the towel. That's just basically what I want to like get across the world. You shouldn't throw in the towel. Keep pushing and keep showing up. Like you never know one post or what one stuff that you can share can actually like bring to you. So I think I'm almost running up with my presentation. So the next thing I want to talk about is like the market demand of like UI UX. So this was 2019 data by ResearchGate, but right now the numbers is really up, if I'm to say, like way up, that there's a high demand for UI UX designers, like it's just linear, and also across like different type product managers, because the world is becoming a global village, like a global space. And one of the things that we humans would definitely need is applications, just something to just make our life more easier, right? We are located in different places right now. Some actually like in Nigeria, different parts of Nigeria, some outside Nigeria, but we are all connected right now on this call because of one tube by Google. That is the Google Meet. We're all connected using our phones, our laptop, and we're doing that through one application, that is Google Meet. Some person actually like streaming on YouTube, right? Another application. So there's a high demand for designers, data analytics, product managers, developers, digital marketers, because after doing these products, you also want to also market them. So the tech space is like everybody is not left out. So you can say, oh, the designers actually like are in more demand than the digital marketers, or oh, the developers are not in demand right now because design is more like what people are more interested in. No, like everybody across like different tracks in these cohorts: digital marketing, product managers, product designers, UI UX designers, product managers, web developers. We are all needed to make or to ship product, right? So this is like the high demand for, there's a high demand for designers also like across every track that we have here. So don't say, oh, after learning this, would there be a chance of me getting employed or me joining the labor market? So just know that there's a place for you in the market, right? And this is an annual salary range of designers, like entry level and then senior level. This was 2015 by Nelson Norman Group, right? And the average salary of, or the annual average salary of an entry level designer is between the range of, let's say, $65,000 to $80,000 per year. And then for a senior level designer, it's above 100. And so you can see that not just that these tech skills that you're about to learn in this cohort is in demand, but it's something that that has market value, right? There's a market value for the skills that you want to learn today, the skills that you want to learn in this cohort. So what I'm saying, or what I'm actually like preaching to us right now on this call is, do not see or have some kind of roadblock to hinder you from moving to the next stage or to the next part of your career. Like this could be one amazing thing that in the end of this cohort, you'll be like so great. By the end of this cohort, you'll be so grateful that you signed up for. And just before I end this section, there was one person actually signed up, and her name is Claire. Claire is one student from the cohort 1. That when we started HerTechTrail Academy cohort 1, Claire was the best grading student from cohort 1. And right now in cohort 4, actually we completed cohort 4, that was last week, right? We did the graduation party last week, if I'm correct. And Claire is already a coach in the UI UX track. And just the space of a year plus, Claire actually she actually built herself, and she's actually like teaching other upcoming designers designs, like UI UX designer. And not only that, she has like worked on several projects as a freelancer and also full-time across fintech, real tech. Like it's really amazing industries that you can break into by just learning these tech skills, right? So this is one thing that I'm going to say: do not let any form of roadblock hinder you from moving to the next stage of your career, because you never can tell like the results or the progress or the massive impact that this, by acquiring this tech skill, can do for you, not just you, but also like your friends and your family and people around you. All right, so I think that brings me to the end of my slide. At this point, I think my social media handle is already on the chat. If you want to connect with me on LinkedIn or on Twitter, you can connect with me. My name is Alex, and it's good to have you, have everyone on the call. And over to you, you don't get it.
Thank you, Mr. Alex, for sharing all that with us. Let's say thank you to Mr. Alex. It's not easy sharing your story and encouraging others as well to start their tech journey. Thank you so much, Mr. Alex. We learned from Mr. Wisdom. We learned from Mr. Alex. Do you think our next speaker is going to be a man or a woman? Please mute your mic.
A woman.
Woman. Mute your mic. Thank you. Use the chat box to reply. I will not listen to you if you use your mic. Use the chat box. Thank you very much. Why is everybody saying it's going to be a woman? I can shock you. A lady. A lady is a woman. Okay. Thank you very much. So we're going to moving on to our third and last speaker for this evening, and it's no other person than Miss Gloria Ojukwu. Miss Gloria, over to you.
Okay, thank you, Dandese. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right. So, how are you enjoying the onboarding? Don't worry, you're gonna be out of here soon. In less than 20 minutes, we should be out of here. So let me know how much you've been enjoying the session. If you've not been enjoying the session, also say I've not been enjoying the session. If you've been enjoying the session, how much have you been enjoying the session? Just put that up on the chat. Awesome. So, for those of you who have not connected with the speakers, I think this is the right time to do that. Don't be please help me put Wisdom's and Alex's speaker handles in the chat. So before we continue, I'd like to say one or two things. Please try to be what's the word? Try to compose yourself. Don't try to be so hasty. If it's not time for questions, don't ask questions. If just follow the lead of what we are doing here, so that it doesn't look as if you're faster than your shadow or something like that. So I'm gonna be sharing my screen right now. Let me know when you see my screen. Okay, my screen has already been shared. So let me know if you can see my screen. If you can see my screen, say yes on the chat. So before we continue, please unmute. Don't unmute, please. Share your camera. Let me see your faces. Okay, let me share mine so you can see my face. So you know it's not a robot that is talking to you. Can you see my face now? Okay, please show your faces. Let me see your face. And you can take out 1 minute, do a screen grab of when everybody's face is showing. This is a remarkable thing for you. It's not my own burden, it's yours. So I think we should take a screen grab. It's your mind, please.
My face cannot show.
Your face can show in Jesus' name. Please, um, show your faces. Yeah. It doesn't matter if you look unkempt. You are all beautiful. See, I have to put my hair up. Yeah, so show your beautiful
No,
faces. Yeah, show your beautiful faces. We are all beautiful. So don't be shy, don't be shy. Nobody, okay, just like about 5 people showing their faces. What's happening? Angela, Ekene, Blessing, please show your faces. Don't worry, your village people cannot track you down here. They don't know this address. Show your faces. Yeah. Okay. So what is like, they stop disgracing Nigeria, and I want to tell everybody that you're Nigeria. Okay. So welcome once again to HerTechTrail's Cohort 5 onboarding in the academy, and I'm glad you're here today. By this time next week, your learning should have skyrocketed, right? So you can see my screen, right? So I'm going to be talking about a few things. Some of us, we are here because we want to start earning 6 figures. If you're that kind of person, raise your hand. Please don't be shy. Don't just say hi on the chat. Say hi on the chat. Once start earning 7 figures, 6 figures in dollars, raise your hand. Say hi on the chat. Don't worry, there's no shame in that. Awesome. Awesome. I like you guys. If you are truthful people. Awesome. So please mute your mics. Mute your mics, please. Mute your mics. Okay, awesome. I'm glad that you ladies are truthful. Some people will be like, no, I'm not in tech for the money. I'm here for the passion. Stuff like, you're that kind of person. Stuff like. So most of us here are here for the money. We want to pay bills, want to live a soft life. It's fine, right? It's fine. So why tech? Apart from money, let's know the reason why we should be in tech. Money is good, quite alright, but I think personally and from experience, I've been in tech for over 10 years. So I think there should be better reasons why you should be in tech, even if even if money should be there, right? So there should be other reasons why you should be in tech. And so don't just focus on the money, you focus on the money, you're going to get frustrated, before you know it. Money is good. Being in tech because of the money is cool, right? But don't allow just money to be your motivation, right? It's gonna cause you more harm than you can take. So why tech? A lot of us are here, so we need to know why we want to do tech. So first of all, I'm gonna be telling you my story. It's just not all of the story, but just a little bit of the story. So when I got into tech, that was my first experience in tech was in 2011. Yeah, 2011. And then I was actually looking out for people that I could look up to, especially I'm here in Nigeria. So I was actually looking out for people that I could look up to and say, okay, if this person can achieve this, I could also achieve that. So I was looking for that kind of motivation, but I didn't get it, right? So it was mostly looking at people who were actually doing very well in tech. They're mostly white guys, and I didn't have like direct access to them. Tech today was not like tech. Tech then was not like tech today. So I could not easily, chat up someone and say, okay, let's go here, let's do stuff like this and all of that. So the representation was actually very low. And actually, then there were actually few guys, like black guys, like men, who were actually practicing tech. But most of them were also learning just as I was learning right then. And I was like, okay, even if these guys, some of them, just very few of them were actually very busy. And they were almost always busy because then even now there's still the scarcity of enough labor when it comes to the tech industry. So they were always busy because they always had like tasks to do and all that. So when I met these guys, I was like, okay, what really makes me feel that this I can actually do tech if these guys can do it, because believe me, the black woman, you should understand that the experience of a guy, a black man, and that of a black woman is totally opposite, especially for the fact that most of us are Africans. Even some of the people, or some of us who are not Africans, we get to understand that the experiences of guys and ladies are different. A guy can basically just wake up in the morning and leave the house, without doing anything in the house, and nobody would question him, and can even come back late in the night. That is like the experience of what we see here in Nigeria, or even totally in Africa, or even as black people in general. But as a woman, it's very difficult, right? It's very difficult because it seems like our parents were more strict on us ladies, so we're more careful, and we had like a lot to do. We had like school, we had like career, we had like the home, because we expected to become, that's like our experience. I don't know about you, but that's like my experience. That's my story. Like, and I know a lot of you can relate to what I'm talking about. So, because of this problem, a lot of women lack representation in tech. So, because not this is not actually the only problem, but this is like one of the problems. Because by the time you do this, you get tired, and what could take you like 2 years to learn, end up taking you like 4 years or 3 years to learn. So even like before now, even still now, a lot of people see the tech industry as an industry where it just dies, like it's a male-dominated industry. So when they see you and you're lazy and you're trying to communicate, they see like, oh, you're too smart, or you're trying to overdo yourself, or you're trying to do too much. And that was my story as at then. So there was no lady I could actually say, okay, this lady is in tech and she has similar experience as I do, being a black woman, and I have like direct access to her. People are very lucky. You have more than 2,000 people who you're going to be learning with, who you're going to say, oh, this person is learning tech and she's a woman, and I'm also a woman. Then it wasn't like that. I hope you can hear me. Someone says her
Yeah.
stress. Okay. So then it wasn't like that, right? So for me, I had always looked out for someone who looked like me, who I would basically say, okay, if this person can actually go through similar things that I go through, as a woman, we can relate, struggles of being a woman, both biological, natural, and even the one that has been created by your family and friends. So I'm like, okay, if this person can basically go through this and survive, I can do it, but I didn't basically see those people. So lack of representation was a problem. There was nobody representing us. They were there, but they were very few, very few. And some of them were not on social media and stuff like that. So today you have a lot of people who you can look at and say, oh, the CEO of Flutterwave is a woman. I mean, sorry, not Flutterwave, Piggyvest. This COO, or I think one of the co-founders, is a woman. The co-founder of Health Tracker is a woman. And we have amazing, products being co-founded by women currently. It wasn't like that before. So now you have a lot of people that you can actually talk to and say, oh, HerTechTrail is being founded by a lady and she's doing amazing. There are other women who are actually having family, having birth, children, they have husbands, and they're able to manage. Please mute your mic. So they're able to, now you can see that if these women are able to manage their family, they have husbands, they have children, you can easily now clear yourself that, okay, if this person is actually doing this, I can also do it. Now it's now very easier. So, but now the presentation is still low compared to what we are looking at. So currently, we've been able to achieve, globally, like the world, currently, we've been able to achieve 26% of people who hold tech jobs being women. And out of those 26%, just about 3% of them are blacks. Now, it tells us a whole lot. Even if you can now see representation and role models, you can still tell yourself that 3% is a whole lot of low, is a whole low number. Like, number is very low. And that's not what we are looking at. We have people who are interested in this field, this industry, but there are a whole lot of barriers. So that's one of the things that HerTechTrail does, basically removing these barriers. And HerTechTrail was basically designed for women who have low or no income. So having to learn tech skills these days is very, very expensive. Me personally, I have paid thousands of dollars, even after I have learned tech, just trying to upskill and all of that. Now imagine people who do not have that kind of money, they will not be able to basically grab a tech skill. So we are looking at what we do is basically ensuring that no woman is left out just because she does not have money or she does not earn so well. So what we offer at HerTechTrail is debt cheap and very so the academy is tuition free, and so that means for the actual learning you don't get to pay. So you find out that even if you don't have money, you can still learn a tech skill, but tech skills are very expensive to grab. And some people will still scam you, even after paying thousands of dollars, they will still scam you, even, and stuff like that. So here we are making it very easy. And not just that, we are also ensuring that we give you materials. This is not for everybody because now we don't have that capacity to give everybody. So we give out to people who can give, laptops. So a few of you will be lucky before the end of the cohort to grab laptop, data support, and stuff like that. So lack of the presentation and role models, like I've said. Sustainability. So let me go back here. Why would you want to do tech? Because you want the next generation of women to look up to you. Now, I had a lot of people looking up to me because I did the work right then. So you can actually do the work and ensure that the next generation of women do not suffer so much before they are able to grab their skills. And it's like a legacy. It's going to be like a legacy for you. But that's not going to happen if you don't grab the skills right now. So why else should you be in tech? Lack of sustainability, right? A whole lot of, careers, even tech sometimes is not very sustainable if you do not know what you're doing. But why is tech sustainable? Because having a tech skill is one of the things that nobody can take away from you. You have money, have property, you have cars, somebody can rob you and those things can be gone. But nobody can take away what you have upstairs. So